going to continue talking about equivalent fractions. We watched a couple videos on this yesterday. Now we're going to look at our worksheet and see what you're doing on your worksheet. Also, some more examples of how we multiply to get to the equivalent fractions. For this first one, the first thing you could do, you don't even need to use this picture, but you can use it if you would like. I see that 2/3 equals something 12. Well, I can think what times 3 equals 12. So I can say 3, 6, 9, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 times 4 equals 12. So then because I multiplied the bottom by 4, I have to multiply the top by 4. And I would write 8. Or I could look at the picture and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For the next one, we've got 2/5 equals 10. Well, what times 5 equals 10? 5, 10. So 1, 2, 5 times 2 equals 10. So I would also have to do that to the top because whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator. 2 times 2 equals 4. Or I can just count right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, I've got 3 times blank. I've got 3 equal 2/3 equals blank 6. Well, what times 3 equals 6? I can go 3, 6, 9. Well, there we go. Here I got 6. 1, 2. 3 times 2 equals 6. So since I do the same thing I have to do to the numerator to the denominator, I'd multiply that by 2 and get 4, or I would count 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this one could be a little tricky. It's just the opposite way. I've got 1/3 equals 2 blank. So what do I multiply 1 by to get 2? Well, 1, 2, 1, 2. I multiply it by 2. So I have to multiply the bottom by 2, and I would get 6, or I just look at the top, and I've got 6 as my denominator right there. A couple more. I've got 1 blank equals 4/8. Well, what times? So I've got to look at this. Well, 4/8 is bigger, right? So this one I would have to divide. We're not going to talk about that. Right now we're just going to look at the picture. What is even with that? 1/2. Again, for this one, we can just look at the picture. I've got 1, 2, 3 ninths. What does that equal? 1/3. So what we've got to remember is equivalent fractions are fractions that are the same fraction but different numbers. So it's a fraction either broken into bigger or smaller pieces, depending on how they are equal. We've already watched a couple videos on that, and we watched another one before we did this lesson. This is what you are supposed to do on your worksheet. You can also do the multiplication one on the second worksheet.